Hello everybody, good morning and namaste. Today you are most welcome to your online class of physical education. In our last lecture, we were discussing about the importance of training method. And today again we have to continue this chapter with new topics. Training most important chapter is this. Already we discussed about the importance of sports training method. There are so many training methods we have to discuss, and circuit training is one of them. So today our topic will be on circuit training. Circuit training. Today we have to discuss about it more. So first of all, we will talk about its introduction. Actually, circuit training is an effective, organized form of doing physical exercise, and it was developed by R.E. Morgan and G.T. Adamson. It was developed by R.E. Morgan and G.T. Adamson. G.T. Adamson. They both from the Department of Physical Education. Both from the Department of Physical Education. And they lead England. From where it is developed? It was developed by R.E. Morgan and G.T. Adamson from Department of Physical Education, Leeds, England. It was first introduced in 1957. It was first introduced in 1957. It was introduced. Now, circuit training is what? when we do any exercise in a systematic manner, that is called circuit training. There are certain platforms where we do exercise accordingly. For example, here is number one platform. Here we have to do sit-ups. Here is number two platform. Here we do squats. Here is number three platform. Here we do curling. And here is number four platform, where we do back stretching. Stretching exercise. And here is platform number 5, where we jump. And here is number 6 platform, where we do chin-ups. So this setup is called circuit training. Here we do exercise according to this setup. Number 1, here we are going to do sit-ups. After that we have to do squats. After that we have to do curling with dumbbells. After that we have to do stretching exercises. After that jumping, and at last chin-ups. So this is one circuit. From here we have to start, and here we have to finish. So this method is called circuit training. Actually, circuit training can be utilized to develop strength, power, endurance, speed, agility, flexibility, and neuromuscular coordination. Circuit training can be utilized to develop strength, speed, flexibility, as well as neuromuscular coordination. Actually, circuit training is more popular as compared to other training methods. How? Circuit training is a formal type of training in which an athlete goes through a series of selected exercises, as we discussed earlier, that are arranged in a circuit like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Circuits can be set up inside or outside. Main important thing. Circuits can be set up inside or outside. You can set this circuit in the halls, indoor, or in the play fields, means outdoor. Even if you don't have any sufficient space, then you can set this circuit on the top of the roofs. There are usually 5 to 10 stations in a circuit. There are usually 5 to 10 stations in one circle. So how many stations are there in one circuit? There are, you can set 5 to 10 stations in one circuit. The athlete performs exercise at each station for fixed number of repetitions or fixed durations, and then proceeds to next station. What you have to do here, the athlete performs exercise at each station for fixed number of repetitions or fixed duration, and then proceeds to next station. Here you have to spend fixed time or fixed repetitions. After finish this, you have to change next station. You have to go to next station. Like this, athletes complete the circle. First of all, you have to do sit-ups. After finish it, you have to go for squats. After that, you have to go for curling. After that, stretching, jumping, and at last, you have to complete your chin-ups. This is your one rotation. Here, your one circle will be completed. A well-conditioned athlete is given faster and tougher exercises as compared to the beginners. Those who are doing this circuit training regularly, they do it with speed and with the accuracy. Generally, exercises are arranged in such a way that exercises for similar body parts do not follow one another sequentially. So this is your circuit training. And this circuit training can be done into two ways. Two types of circuit training. Circuit training can be done in two ways. Number one is circuit training done continuously. Circuit training done continuously. What happens in this type? In this type, an athlete performs exercise with the intensity below 60% of the maximum. Here, intensity ratio will be below than 60%. Here, what happened? Intensity below 60%. Since intensity is less, an athlete can perform exercises at all stations one after the other. What you have to do here? Since intensity is less, an athlete can perform exercises at all stations one after the other. One after the another, without any recovery pause. Main important thing is this: without any recovery pause. Continuously, you have to do all the exercises without any relaxation, without any rest. That is why this method is called as continuous circuit training method, because here we are doing all the exercises regularly. And next method is circuit training done with intervals. done with interval. In this method, what happened? This method is done with higher intensity, that is more than 60% of the maximum. This method is done with higher intensity that is more than 60% of the maximum. This method is done with higher intensity, that is more than 60% of the maximum. Since the athlete does exercise at higher intensity. Here since the athlete does exercise at higher intensity, he requires interval of rest in between two stations. Here what happened? Athlete requires intervals of rest in between two stations. So what is in interval training? This method is done with higher intensity, that is more than 60% of the maximum. Since the athlete does exercise at higher intensity, he requires intervals of rest in between two stations. For example, here athlete is doing sit-ups. After completing it, he has to take rest before reach here. Rest might be of 10 seconds, 20 seconds or 30 seconds. It is according to the players and according to the training schedule. So he has to take a rest in between two stations. So this is a circuit training interval methods. Now we have to classify the circuit training. Classification of circuit training. Classifications of the circuit training. Actually, circuit training can be explained into two ways according to the nature of exercise done. Number one is general circuit training. Journal training. What is in it? In this type, different muscle groups are given exercise in rotation. And here general exercise are done. So what is in this type? General exercise are done in this method. In this type, different muscle groups are given exercise in rotation. Rotation wise, we have to do exercises. And next is specific circuit training. Here, general exercise are done. And number 2 is specific circuit training. Specific training. What is in it? In this type, specific muscles group is given exercise at every station. In general exercises are done, and here what happened? In this type, specific muscle group is given exercise at every station. Exercise are also similar to the competitive stress. So specific exercise depends upon the athlete's age, athlete's experience, and they are male or female. So player to player it may be changed, it may be different. So there are two types of circuit training. Number 1 is general training. Here general exercises are done. In this type, different muscle groups are given exercise in rotation to delay the fatigueness. And in specific circuit training, specific muscles group is given exercise at every station. Means what type of event we are going to do, we do specific training for that muscles group. Next, what are the advantages of circuit training? What are the advantages of circuit training? With the help of this, first and important advantage is what? You are mentally become very, very strong. So first is mental development. If you want to compete anyone, then mentally you have to be very, very strong, and with the help of the circuit training you can develop your mental temperament. Next is physical development. Without good physique, nobody is able to achieve anything easy. If you want to get something, then you have to be strong mentally as well as physically. So with the help of this, again, you are going to be physically strong. Next benefit is emotional development. When you do some exercises regularly to get something, then you have to know how you have to face minus or plus. If you lose the match, if you lost the match, and if you win the match, both are equal for you. If we lose the match, then we have to think how we can win. If we win the match, then we have to think how we can constant, how we can maintain this status. So after winning or losing the match, we have to control our emotions, and with the help of this circuit training, we develop our emotions. Next is social development. In circuit training, we do exercises regularly with another athletes. So when there are more than 2 players are there in one circuit training, then we have to be socially adjustable. And this circuit training teaches us how we have to be socially adjusted. With the help of coordination of all, we complete this circuit. If socially we will be strong, only then we can complete it properly. Because coordination is required when so many players are doing exercise in one place. So this, with the help of this training, we develop our social qualities. Next is, it gives an interesting environment. When we do any exercise in circuit, then it creates interest to give best performance at all the stations. So voluntarily at that time we do all the exercises with perfection. So with the help of this interesting environment create. And next point is, it can accommodate large groups. if there are so many players, quantity wise, we can adjust in one circuit. So many players can perform exercise in one circuit. And next point is total fitness is developed. Total fitness is developed, and it is the conclusion of all these points. Total fitness is developed means overall personality development is there in circuit training. With the help of the circuit training, we can develop overall personality. Here, physically you are going to be strong, mentally alert, emotionally sound, socially adjustable, and there is better neuromuscular coordination developed. So these are the advantages of circuit training. Again, I am going to explain it in brief. First of all, in training method, one of them, circuit training, is there, and it was developed by R.E. Morgan and G.T. Adamson, both from the Department of Physical Education and also from England. And it was first time introduced in 1957. And here is circuit training. You can make it like this. It's up to you. You can make it in straight line also, like this. Station number 1, station number 2, 3, 4, 5. From here you have to start and here you have to finish. Again you have to start from here and finish here. So it is also called circuit training. And you can make it like this, in circle also. And next is what types of circuit training. Circuit training can be done into two ways. Number one is circuit training done continuously. Continue method is there. There is not any interval in between two stations. Regularly you have to finish this circuit. Next is interval training method. Here you have to take intervals in between two stations. There you have to take rest. And next is classification of the circuit training. General training is there, where different muscle groups are given exercises in rotation. And next is specific circuit training. Specific circuit training. In this type, specific muscle group is given exercise at every station. And next is advantages of circuit training. What are the advantages? Number one, mental development, physical development, emotional development, and social development. And next, it creates interesting environment. It can accommodate large group. So many players can do this circuit training at same time. And next is total fitness is developed, means overall personality development is there if you do circuit training. So our today's topic on circuit training is finished. In our next lecture, we will discuss another training method. So for today, have a nice day and thank you.